Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome people to episode 172 of Dude and a Monkey. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by
Ian Loring. Hello.
And this week we're going to cover we've got an ordinary show. We've got some trailer talk, a feature review of The Shallows, and a little bit of what we've been watching. I don't think we've actually had any questions, which naughty listeners.
Okay.
And we'll tangent a little bit probably. So yeah, it's an ordinary format show. So yeah. Anything to add in before we start delving into what's been going on?
Well, it's been a week of ups and downs. My 4K player broke over the weekend.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, fucking, like, when I got it, I was already a little bit dubious because the security seal, it was ripped. It was like, okay. So I'd always had it in the back of my mind that this is just a fucking refurb. This is a refurb. And lo and behold, discs started crashing last week, and then this last week, and I'd have to pull the power out and then pull it back in again, and then did that, and then no picture and just a flashing red light. It was like, what the fuck? Okay. Pull out the HDMI, put it back in, and it's just a wall of colours, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Try a different HDMI, no use, red light flashing, what the fuck? So, fair play. I emailed the people. I was like, look, I've got this problem. I'll be honest with you. And actually, no, at the time, I actually emailed them saying, I'm not very happy about the fact that the security seal was broken when I got this. And they were like, all right, if you've got any issues, let us know. And then I've got an issue, what are you going to do? So they said, well, you can have a refund or a replacement and we'll pay for the shipping. I was like, good, because I'm not fucking paying for the shipping. And I was just like, right, I'm not having a replacement because you're just going to do this again. So I don't trust you. So there was like, refund. And fair play to them. They're like, yeah, fine. Here's a Royal Parcel Force tracking label. We'll get it. It's fine. It's all good. So that was a down. Now an up, somehow, and I've got a feeling this might change, Zavvi had in stock today the 2 terabyte Xbox One S, which was supposed to be out of stock everywhere because it was a limited edition. And they had it back in stock today, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do that. Maybe it was just like they had some stock that was for people and their cards declined or something. So so it was like, great. So ordered one of those. All day it's been saying awaiting stock pick, but it also says it's always said they're not expecting to dispatch it until tomorrow anyway. So that's like, okay, fine. So there we go. That's all good. Also in up, for those who have been listening to Chin Striker vs. Punter, Mike has been talking about Gear VR. I literally today got a Gear VR.
Oh, all right. You've got it now.
Yes, I have it. They shipped it to my dad's address. My dad died a year ago this week, so that wasn't going to happen. Don't know how it happened, but fine. Amazon, very good of them, just said, right, yeah, fine. We'll recall that delivery. We'll get it out to you, no problem. So got it. Fiddled about with it for about 10 minutes, and that shit's crazy.
So is that like you're going to have to explain this because I'll be completely honest, I have no idea how this thing fucking works.
Okay, so basically, I don't know. Essentially, Oculus, which is the VR company that was bought by Facebook, partnered with Samsung. Samsung basically got them on to develop a virtual reality solution for their phones.
Yeah.
So this works with the S6, S6 Edge, S7, S7 Edge, the new Note coming out next month, and I believe the Note 4. So it's basically a phone strapped to your face.
Yeah, it's like goggles, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you've got the goggles on without the phone, it just looks like 2 weird lenses. But you strap the phone on, and it's just like all around you VR. I've got no idea how they do it. It's magic. And it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's the screen resolution is, it's obviously not photoreal, and it feels like the Oculus Rift is probably a lot higher fidelity. But BBC Sport have got an app at the moment where they've taken a bunch of 360 footage of the Olympics, and there's daily highlights, and you can watch like sessions and stuff. And I was just watching a bit of the floor gymnastics, and it's like you're just sat there. You can look all around you, and like below you, where like obviously the tripod is, it's just got like the name of the competitor. But you can look up, and you like look around 360 and see all the people. And yes, it's video, and you can tell it's video, but it's incredibly immersive.
So it's not like let's say you're watching. Oh, let's say you're watching that the pleasure. If you turn your head to the left, you see what's at the left rather than just the front of the screen following you.
Yeah.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like if you're in a swivel chair, you could spin around and literally just spin around like almost in Rio.
Ah, so it's essentially like 360 TV.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like Netflix, there's a Netflix app for it where you're basically just sat in this really nice like log cabin with a big fuck off Netflix screen in front of you, which is mad. Donna just had a little play with it with a great white shark demo thing, and it's surreal. I mean, it doesn't. If you stand up and walk about, it can't track that. Like the other VR stuff, like the HTC Vive and the PlayStation VR and Oculus Rift, they do positional tracking. This doesn't do that. It is just head tracking.
Yeah.
But it's very fun.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It is one of those things, like you say. It's a fun kind of. It's a toy essentially.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, it's a cool toy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like we're going away for the weekend and seeing some friends, and I'm going to take it with me. And like one of them's like the husband. He's quite a kind of a gamey, kind of techie kind of person. And there's this game I've heard about which I can't wait to try called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is a great title for a game. And what it is one person has the headset on, and there's a bomb in front of them. And it's a bomb like with randomly generated bits on, and then the people without the headset on, you could download like a 30-page instruction manual that's like a bomb diffusing manual, and then the person with the headset on can't see that, and they have to describe what they're seeing, and then the people without the headsets on have to look through the manual.
Like Nightmare.
Yeah, pretty much.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so the person's describing it, and then the people like with the manual. To be fair, I'm thinking like in October when I come up to York for the night before Manchester, I'll probably bring it with me.
Yes.
And we could just have a drunken night of bomb diffusion.
Yes, I'm up for that.
You know, and it's cool because even like if you wear glasses, you can put it on and. There's a focus thing, so you don't have to wear glasses unless your eyes are completely out of whack, in which case you'd have to wear contacts. But otherwise, there's a focus thing, and I was testing the focus, and it's pretty wide ranging. It's I got this one for 65 in the end. I had a birthday money, so I was like, sod it, why not? And yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Well, that's it. You know, it's one of those things. If you can get 65 quid's worth of fun out of it, it's easily worth it.
I could see me just having a lot of fun with it. And there's a lot of stuff that's for free. Like there's some sort of Suicide Squad thing that they've released for it that was free that I'm looking forward to trying. And there's an Avengers thing which was free as well. So it's like short little fun experiences. Looks like what it's about. And yeah, I'm game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, no, fun stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. It sounds good. So are you getting a new 4K player then? I take it.
Well, the Xbox One S
of course
is a 4K player. So
yes, it is. Of course, it is. Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair as well, like they just announced the lower capacity models, like how much they're going to be. 250 gets you a 500 gig one. 250 for a 4K player.
That's not bad, is it?
You know, like Jesus Christ, that Panasonic one I got like 6 months ago was 600.
Yeah, it's crazy how much they've come down already.
And it's a games console. I don't know how the standalone manufacturers are going to be able to compete with that kind of shit.
They're not really. It's a little bit like what happened when Sony released the PS3, and that became the Blu-ray player to buy.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. But it just, yeah, but yeah, you know, ups and downs. The 4K player thing, man. I was just like, you are actually fucking kidding me. Because like Lottie was watching Finding Nemo, which she suddenly really got into over the last couple of weeks. Since I took her to saw Finding Dory, and even though she didn't last the whole thing, now all she wants to watch is Finding Nemo.
That's cool.
You know, but it was like it stopped. So I was like, I'll get the Blu-ray player from upstairs. You know, it's just first world problems. But hey, anyway,
It is, but there's still problems.
yeah, fucking pain in the ass.
Okay, Ian. What trailers have you been watching this week?
Okay, new Star Wars Rogue One trailer. Yes, please. I want it in my face. There you go.
Yep. Apart from, they didn't need the Darth Vader bit at the end. I don't know why, but that kind of irked me a little.
Oh, it's just for the fucking mainstream audiences.
It is,
say, look, it's not Episode 8, but look, Darth Vader's in it.
Yeah, it's just going to irk me a little bit because I was going, do you know what? Yes, I like the fact that it feels like a Star Wars movie, but it feels like it's something a little bit different. I like that. I'm well on board with this. It looks great. And then drop that. It's like, did you really need that? Did you really need that? It was like they kind of went, oh fuck it, we got to put it in. Like, no, you didn't have to put it in.
Yeah.
No, you're exciting enough.
That's fair. Yeah. So, also, God, what was that? Allied, the new Robert Zemeckis film. There's Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard.
Oh, that looks like they don't have enough footage to make a trailer, but they made one anyway.
Yeah, it's like a minute long, and it barely gets across the point of the film. Yeah, no, interesting. So there's that. I watched the teaser for the trailer of Arrival, but I've noted the new Denis Villeneuve film, but I've just realised I've seen a new trailers out for that.
Yes, what did you think of the teaser?
Very interested.
Yes, well, the full trailer will make you even more interested. I was almost edge of seat on the full trailer.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't that interested in the teaser. I was like, oh, all right. I'm interested because of who's making it, but that didn't do it for me. And then the trailer, after it was like, okay, yes, now I'm very interested. Yes, all right, okay, that sounds good.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And actually, do you know what? I think that's it.
I've caught a couple of other ones. So The Good Neighbor, the James Caan kind of genre pick. Seems like two kids decide to play, not a prank, but they decide to do an experiment. They go into the crazy guy who lives on their block's house, and they set up a load of cameras and a load of kind of like traps in the idea to try and convince this guy, played by James Caan, that he's being haunted. And that's the whole kind of idea, is that they can film and show that, look, he thinks he's being haunted, and it's not, it's just us dicking about with him. But he never seems to react to anything that's going on. Like, it just isn't happening, it would seem. Or if a window starts sort of banging and stuff like that, he'll just go up to it and just pull the window out and throw it out and just throw it away or something like that. And everything just doesn't seem quite normal. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like a solid, do you know what? I'll watch that on Netflix.
Okay, cool.
It looks like a film that, even if it's 6 out of 10, you'll still kind of enjoy it.
Okay, yeah. No, that sounds alright.
Hidden Figures, the true story of some of the mathematicians that worked on the NASA space mission to send a man to the moon, and the mathematicians that worked on it happen to be women, and they also happen to be black. And it's kind of pushing that angle a lot. It looks like an interesting story. And it looks like it could be a fairly entertaining movie that I'll watch, but I won't be rushing to watch. It's one of those. I think the final one is When the Bow Breaks, the Morris Chestnut film, which just looks fucking awful.
Well, Morris Chestnut isn't exactly a sign of quality.
He's not, no. The thing is, it's billed. He's got top billing. How the fuck does Morris Chestnut get top billing on something?
Oh, he's sleeping with someone.
He is. It seems like the crux of the film seems to be Morris Chestnut starts seeing this woman. Her daughter develops a bit of an obsession with him. There you go. From there.
Okay.
So so that's trailers. I don't think that's everything I've seen, to be honest. No, sorry, I'd also want for Lights Out, I think, which we're actually covering next week, aren't we?
Yeah, boy. I'm interested. Damn it.
Do you know what? So am I.
Mm.
I saw the trailer before The Shallows and was very much of the opinion of, okay, I'm on that. Also saw the new trailer for Hell and High Water on the big screen, and fuck, that looks like a good movie.
Yeah, I forgot.
That looks like a really good movie.
Yeah, I forgot that's from the guy who wrote Sicario.
Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah. But yeah, and directed by David Mackenzie, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, why not, man?
I read a review of it, and it basically said that it's quietly probably the best film of the year, and nobody seems to be talking about it.
No, that's pretty much where it seems to be. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I'm sure we'll be covering it on the show.
Yeah.
So we'll get to our feature review then. Of The Shallows, the Juan Collet-Serra film, starring Blake Lively and a CGI shark.
And a CGI seagull?
I would think the seagull is probably CGI, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very well-behaved seagull.
It is a very well-behaved seagull, yes. Story essentially is Blake Lively character, which I also forget her name actually, Nancy Adams, goes to a beach that she doesn't know the name of, but it's a beach in Mexico, in Tijuana, that her mother went to when she found out she was pregnant with her. We find out, and we're all spoilers all the time, guys, but I think this is even in the trailer, that her mother has recently died. It is heavily implied it was of cancer. And so she's gone there because in the family, it's their beach, despite the fact that only her mother's ever been there. And she goes there to kind of surf and to get her head around everything that goes on, except she gets attacked by a shark and marooned on a mini little rock in sort of 200 yards away from the shoreline. So she can see the shoreline, but she can't get there because Mr. Shark's just circling around, occasionally bumping a whale. So Ian, what did you think of The Shallows?
I liked The Shallows quite a bit. Yeah. Lean, mean, pretty.
86 minutes.
That'll do. Fucking nasty at moments. And yeah, looks great. I think Blake Lively is actually really good in it. And yeah, it's not one that I think is going to linger particularly long in the memory. And you know, the Juan Collet-Serra is not exactly a man known with synonymous with quality, despite the magnificent Orphan.
Yes, Orphan is a very good movie. But he also did the House of Wax remake.
He did. Orphan is fucking mental. I remember watching that with Donna and just laughing my arse off. So it was interesting to see him break away from Liam Neeson and.
Yes, because he's returning to Liam Neeson next year, isn't he?
Oh, what's he doing with Liam Neeson next year?
I think it's called like The Conspiracy or something.
Oh, that sounds about right. Good stuff. All right. Well, no, I do look forward to that. But yeah, no, this feels like I'm gonna just go down and dirty and have some fun with this shit kind of film, and good on it. I had a great deal of fun with this, and yeah. There you go. What did you think? I bet you fucking loved it.
I did. I really liked it. Yeah. The great thing about it is I'm terrified of the sea and water and things like that. So just already the fact that it's set at the sea, it's kind of like that's the horror of it. It's there has already got me because I am just scared of those things. And literally as we came out, I said, this is why I don't go in the sea, because things like that happen all of the time. There's never a movie where it's just the sea and it's all nice. It's always bad and wrong, and there's evil things. Everything in it is trying to kill you. So yeah, I thought it was great. Same as you. It's punchy. It's this type of movie should never be more than sort of 90 minutes, and it isn't. It's 86 minutes. Gets in, gets its shit done. There's a few moments where you go, yeah, really? A couple, but not as many as you might think. Blake Lively carries it very, very well. There's some gnarly kind of, I don't want to look of those moments within it, which I'm sure we'll get to soon. And yeah, it's there's a constant sense of sort of threat with the shark being there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest. I think it's a well kind of executed movie. It's not doing anything new, but it's like we say quite a lot on here. You don't necessarily have to do something new. You just have to do something that really well is just as good as trying to do something highly original. Is if you do something that's already been done, but you do it really, really well.
Yeah, I bet yeah, and that's exactly it. You know, this is not aiming for high art. It is looking to tell a gruey story, which has some good emotional heft to it as well. And I like that. It's 80 minutes long, but it does spend a good bit of time on character at the start, and that. Yeah, and you like her. By the time this all starts, you like her. You're not willing for her to die, and it's not dumb blonde woman does dumb shit. It's very capable, emotionally damaged woman does actually pretty smart shit.
Yeah.
And goes through stuff. I have a lot of time for that. It's not pretty young things getting killed off, which Wame Colette Serra with House of Wax was certainly guilty of.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like you say, she's very kind of competent, and she's very confident in herself, and there's no big moment. It's just she's very aware of, right, shit. What do I do? I wait for somebody to come, and then once it's nobody's come, I need to do something to get the fudge out of here. And by the kind of end of it, you're kind of looking at it going, could everything stop being so mean to Blake now? Because it's just getting silly.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And I mean, when it gets harsh, it's harsh.
Yeah.
Like the fucking, what's it like? The thing that she's got stuck in her, and then she just takes it out, and it just starts like the blood starts just coming out like it's a geyser, like just down her, and it's like. Fuck it. Oh wow! I don't think I really needed to see that.
No, yeah. And then when she needs to kind of patch herself up, she uses the only thing she's got kind of to hand, which happens to be her earrings.
Oh my
god! That got me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, gnarly.
I was watching it thinking, I wonder how he has to cope with this. He's not good with body horror.
But the thing is, it's blood.
Yeah.
The body horror thing is like when, like, I don't know, some worm from another dimension
crawls into somebody.
Yeah. And that kind of thing bothers me. The more real world stuff, and actually, don't get me wrong, I didn't jack off while I was watching this or anything, but I was better with it.
Yeah. There's some kind of, like you said, there's some kind of gnarly moments in there that kind of take you by surprise a little bit. You're not really expecting it to be that grim at points.
For sure. The thing is, there's not an awful lot to say about it, really.
There's not, no.
I've been thinking all, like, since we said we were going to cover it and since I watched it, what are we actually going to talk about?
Well, that's it. If it was bad, there'd be more to talk about, because you could say, why did they do this, and why did they do this, and why did she do that? But she doesn't actually make any real kind of mistakes. She does everything that she should probably do. But there's moments like the moment where she fires the first flare and it just kind of goes down, and you go, oh, come on.
For fuck's sake, yeah.
Come on, give the poor girl a break.
Yeah.
And moments like that work. The whale, when she crawls out of that the first time, and you're like, oh god, really? that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Not like that. And it is, like you say, there's not a great deal to say because it's just a really entertaining movie, to be honest. It's a genre pick, but it's done kind of really, really well. And like you say, there's nothing really that kind of glaringly wrong with it. It ticks along as it's supposed to, and it's a good time, a good sort of 90 minutes to spend with.
Agreed.
Like you say, it won't live in the memory. Weirdly, it's fairly reminiscent of something like Buried, the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah. No, simple premise.
Yeah.
Some emotional stuff there, but not absolutely all encompassing, and it just, absolutely, I agree.
Finish watching it and you go, that was a really good movie. I really like that. But you probably never watch it again. I probably will watch The Shallows again because it's that type of movie that I could quite easily stick on a fucking Wednesday night and watch and go in like a year's time and go, yeah, fuck it, why not?
They've already announced a 4K Blue for it because it's Sony and pretty much everything new they release gets
That'll
4K
look very
Blue,
nice in 4K.
and that will look amazing. So when it's a tenner, I'm all over it.
Yeah, exactly. And because it will look very nice. 'Cause it does look very nice. But yeah, it's definitely not shit from me.
Yeah, for sure, definitely not shit. It's I don't know, like it hasn't been the best summer in absolute fairness. So it was a very pleasant surprise to have this be as good as it was.
Yeah, and it's strange because it's kind of done really, really well. I think I'd like because Louis Leterrier was originally going to direct this. Can you imagine how horrible it would have been there?
To that.
Yeah, it literally would have just been shots of her chest for 86 minutes and then like 3 minutes of story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's done like 70 odd million off like 17 million budget.
Good.
Which is, thoroughly deserved.
It's just ever so slight tangent. It has been a summer for horror at the box office, which is weird.
Yeah, it has. It's ticked on quite nicely. What did The Conjuring 2, was it?
Nearly $1 billion, according to me. A few years ago.
Yeah.
No, hang on, because I was just looking at Lights Out, because that production budget 4.9 million, worldwide so far 98 million. I mean, that's ridiculous.
That's 98 million?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I'm looking at Box Office Mojo, that's not me just being an idiot. The Conjuring 2, $40 million budget, 318 million worldwide. The Shallows, what's that done so far?
76.
Yeah.
17 and a half, yeah.
Yeah, so, it's been
a strong year. And the thing is that so far, The Shallows was good. We both enjoyed The Conjuring 2, I think, didn't we? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
And, we're doing Lights Out next week. It's been a good year.
That Don't Breathe, the Stephen Lang blind man.
Yeah, I like the look of that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's supposed to be pretty fucking solid. Comes out in a couple of weeks in the US. It's
when I saw the trailer, because I didn't actually see the trailer for that this week. When I saw the trailer for that, and it was like, it's this guy and he's blind breathing. I thought, is that Stephen Lang?
Yeah, man.
I thought, do you know what? You don't fuck with Stephen Lang.
No, you don't.
Nobody fucks with him. I thought, do you know what? I will watch that.
Straight up. Yeah. No, absolutely, man. I don't know. It's weird because we are quite down on horror a lot of the time, but at the moment, I'm more down on indie horror than I am on mainstream released horror, which is weird.
It is, yeah, but yeah, I'll agree thoroughly on that. There's some very solid sort of mainstream horror, but I think part of that is because we're getting sort of mini little production companies like Blumhouse and people like that are kind of throwing a little bit of money behind it and going, do you know what? We might lose a little bit occasionally. We'll make steady money, and every so often we might make a load of money.
Mm. Yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, like the summer that everyone is saying is like one of the worst summers in recent memory, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, horror seems to have actually been a bit of a bright spot, and isn't that fucking surreal? Like, when does that ever bloody happen? I mean, I suppose, like, moving away from the Shallows, which I think we are, I like just talking about.
Quickly, just give the feature review poll we did.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, off 7 votes, I'm guessing not a lot of people went to see this, which is quite strange because my screening was in one of the big screens at View, and it was busy. Right. But then I think that's because they didn't realise it was a 15, so they were just literally letting anybody in.
Okay.
Definitely not shit, 29%, touching cloth 57%, and shit 14%. So not as positive as we were, but
yeah, that's surprising. But okay, no, fair enough. No, that's fair enough. But yeah, no, I mean it's interesting. I mean, like now that the summer is, it's pretty much done, really, isn't it? And I mean,
yeah, is there some movie out now? I don't think there is there?
No.
What's the August bank holiday film?
Oh fuck, hang on. The Mechanic Resurrection.
Yeah, and there's the the new Todd Phillips one, isn't there?
Oh, War Dogs. Yeah.
That, but they're not like big tentpole blockbusters. Is there even one? Oh, we're missing one.
No, I mean, like, to be fair, like, I don't know, the biggest release in the UK for the rest of the month is the David Brent film, I'd say.
I genuinely, I was, every time I see like a trailer or a little teaser thing at the cinema, I look at it and I think, why? Who is watching this? And then I hear people go laughing, and I think, oh, it's just not me then.
Yeah.
It's everybody else but me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, next week it's Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, and the Purge election year. And then we're into September. So fucking hell, we're into September.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's when the kind of like the September's when the movies that the studios don't quite think have got the gravitas to pulling awards.
I don't know. Sausage Party's out on the 2nd.
Yeah. But we'll probably make up a lot of the lists that people make of the best films of the year happen sort of usually between September and November.
Oh my god, bloody hell. I mean, like, just looking at the 9th of September, Captain Fantastic, Don't Breathe, Hell or High Water, and Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah.
Those are 4 films I really want to see.
Yeah.
Shit. I might use the old, we're going away the week after, so could I maybe do a double film? Please?
I'll happily see 2 of those. Happily.
Which ones?
Whichever ones. Hell and High Water and another one.
Oh, nice. Oh, happily. Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, so, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, like, I think, generally, we've been positive this summer.
I've not seen anything that I've outright hated. I just think that there's been no sort of standout that's a 9 out of 10 movie.
Yeah,
I remember people saying this last year, to be honest.
Well, you had Fury Road last year, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were very gushing over that, but I do think that the problem is what tends to happen, I think, now is the momentum starts for these movies so far in advance that it's almost like the roadshow and everything, the build and everything like that is just to get that opening box office, to get that weekend, it's to get fucking bums on seats. Essentially, it is a vastly overblown version of, look, as long as we can cut a good 2-minute trailer and give a good poster, it don't matter what the film's like because we're all bums on seats. It's that now, and I think that people are going in so amped up for something that when it isn't absolutely perfect, they go, well, that was shit. Like, no, it wasn't a 9 out of 10 movie. It doesn't mean it's shit. But it just gets slung on the pile of, well, that was shit, that was shit, that was shit, I didn't like that, that was shit. And it's a bit like, people saying, oh, it was a disaster, Suicide Squad was shit, and Warcraft was shit, and I'm thinking, well, I know that Suicide Squad split people sort of 70-30. I thought it was alright, but Warcraft I thought was perfectly alright.
I'm looking forward to watching Warcraft again.
I'm looking forward to watching Warcraft again.
4K Blu-ray, I'm fucking all over it. Genuinely, I am all over that 4K Blu-ray.
It'll look fucking great. And do you know what? I have a feeling like Warcraft is one of those movies in a few years' time that people will go, do you know what? We didn't give that a chance. It was actually quite good. I really liked it. Yeah. And it'll be like, you fucking didn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. I am looking forward to people when Duncan Jones makes Mute and it's amazing, people are going to be like, well, I always like Warcraft.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So that's the thing, though, man. I mean, like, I really, really like Civil War as well. You know.
Yeah, I like Civil War as well.
So you know, but I mean, what else we had? Star Trek Beyond was solid.
Solid, yeah, good.
You
Enjoyed
know,
it.
The Conjuring 2 was really, really solid. I thought.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, fuck, what else? X-Men Apocalypse, yeah, fine, not great.
That was pretty shit, yeah.
Yeah. But
you know, we expected that to be shit, to be honest.
yeah. Independence Day Resurgence, I had fun with it.
Perfectly all right.
You know, I just, like you say, there's not really been anything that's completely blown your balls off. I mean, Civil War did for me, but I was pissed. So I'm ready for that to be lesser on a rewatch.
Yeah,
I'm saying that now.
And I really liked Civil War. I was more shocked by how much I liked Civil War more than I actually liked it. So
Okay.
I could watch it. When I watch it again, I'm looking at it going, right, is it going to still have me coming out and going, yeah, do you know what, really liked it? Or am I going to go, yeah, the problems are now appearing a little bit brighter to me. So I don't know, but I'm still looking forward to rewatching it. Nice Guys was fantastic.
Oh my God, The Nice Guys. It's just because you don't think of that as a summer film. But yeah,
Yeah.
totally. The Nice Guys, my favourite film of the year so far, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is it seems to be everyone's going, oh, it was a terrible summer, it's been a terrible year so far. Because, what? Because you didn't like Warcraft, which you already weren't going to like. Mm-hmm. Civil War was good. I didn't hear anybody bitching and moaning about what I was on. So what you're saying is that it was because Warcraft, Independence Day, X-Men was shit. Well, X-Men is flogging a fucking dead horse nowadays.
Yeah.
Warcraft wasn't shit.
Yeah.
And Independence Day was, you know, I can see why some people didn't like it, but it really is just Independence Day again, but bigger with a really small ending.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. You know, if
Ghostbusters was great.
Ghostbusters was fucking great, yeah. If Independence Day, right, what people seem to be bitching and moaning about with Independence Day is a little bit like, hang on a minute, you're the exact same people who were complaining and were saying that 2012 was shit. But you're saying that you want Independence Day to be 2012. Well, do you know what? Just go watch 2012. It's on Netflix and it's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it does feel a little bit like that. It's everyone's looking to next year and going, oh well, next year we've got the new Fast and Furious movie. We've got the new whichever Marvel one is it. Which one is it next year?
Guardians 2 and Spider-Man.
Guardians 2 and Spider-Man. So it's those, and it seems to be that everyone's already going, well, they're shit, but look at what we've got next year, and then the year after that will be shit, and then it's I don't know. It's always the same every year. You always hear the same little group of people saying, oh, I don't think it's been a really good year for film. It's like, no, you've just not watched the right fucking films.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Exactly. So, yes, so that was The Shallows. Ian, what have you been watching? Because you've watched some interesting stuff this week, haven't you?
Yeah, so actually, I'll talk about a couple of this summer's kind of blockbustery type films, actually. So, yeah, I went and saw Pete's Dragon.
And there's really, really good things about it.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I wanted to go and see it yesterday, because I had the day off yesterday, but I just ended up having too much to do and couldn't go, which was I was really irked about, to be honest.
The thing is, I didn't have to go and see this, but it's just like Saturday. I usually go and see a film on a Saturday. Why not? You know, I'll give it a go. So it's directed by written and directed by David Lowery, who did Ain't Them Body Saints, which is a weird choice to then do Disney. But then again, the guy who did Listen Up, Philip, and the Queen of something, Queen of Earth, I think it is. That guy's doing writing the new Winnie the Pooh film. So
yes.
you know these things happen. So yeah, Pete's Dragon. Story.
Good cast.
Yeah, great cast. Robert Redford, Bryce Dallas Howard, Carl Urban, and some really solid kid actors whose names I can't remember. But so sorry, kids. So I'm going to talk about the opening 5 minutes. So if anyone really doesn't want to know about Pete's Dragon, like, just skip this bit. Film opens. Pete is in a car with his parents. His parents are talking to him lovingly. They love him. They're going on an adventure. Deer walks across the road. Car flips. Parents dead. You don't see it, but parents dead. Pete gets out of car. Walks along in forest. Scared. Wolves come up to him. Almost attack him. Dragon comes along. Elliot the dragon. Protects him. 6 years later, then the story starts. That first 5 minutes, I was already right. This film's got me in the palm of my its fucking hand. Like, I will pretty much give this film a hand job now if it will just stop me from crying.
Yeah, I've heard that it opens incredibly strongly. It feels, it's not Disney contrived. What is it? It is just a really solid opening.
It's really subtle, and the kids in my screening did seem really into it. There was one kid kind of talking, but I think he was finding it hard to understand what was going on. I think he was maybe a bit young, but the rest of the kids in my screening were really quiet. But the thing is, this film is subtle and mature and prizes character over action, which is really weird for a Disney kids film. Because there's plenty of character, but there's also plenty of action. Not a lot of action here. It's about the connection between Pete and his dragon, and then also, like, his dragon realizing that Pete needs to be with his own kind.
Yeah.
And Pete realizing that as well. There is a bad guy, but that bad guy has a sort of an arc, and by the end, he's not even really a bad guy anymore. He's just coming at things from an incorrect place, and he realizes it. There's little in the way of narrative. It's all just about mood and character and emotion, and it's really quite something. The fact that it doesn't have much in the way of incident, I think slightly does damage it, just because, I don't know, future watches I could already see being like, I really like the character, but it would be nice if something more was going on. But the dragon, the CG is amazing. He feels there all the time. Like, he's hairy, and which is an interesting choice, and it really works. And just Pete with Elliot, I'm actually kind of tearing up just thinking about it. Their interactions with each other, it is beautiful. But then also Bryce Dallas Howard, who kind of becomes like a surrogate mum to Pete through the film, the way she plays it is lovely. And then you've got Robert Redford in there, just kind of like smiling and being aloof throughout, and it's wonderful. Oh, and Wes Bentley is actually really good in it as well, which is great. Fantastic facial hair, that man. He's always had fantastic facial hair.
Oh, he's always done good facial hair, hasn't he?
Yeah. It's quite something. It made less than $1 million in the UK on its debut weekend, which for a Disney film is not great. But it did okay in the US. It did 25 million, which is okay. Only cost 60. I really hope it makes its money back. I really, really hope it makes its money back.
It had a bit of an upsurge, I think, second week. It kind of, because it opened against Sausage Party and Suicide Squad in the US. You know, no matter what you say, it's going to struggle there a little bit. I think isn't Lowry set to do the Peter Pan movie?
Yeah, I think that's right. That will be fascinating.
Yeah, that really will, because it's a fascinating choice to use to him. Because they're doing like they're Disney are trying to kind of do a bit of a Peter Pan kind of world Neverland franchise, essentially, aren't they? They're going to do like a Tinkerbell movie and other things, I think. And he's doing the Peter Pan movie.
Yeah. No, that's a cool choice. I'm up for whatever Lowry is going to do now generally, but I'm interested to see him do more Disney, frankly.
It's interesting having a director who sort of cites like people like David Fincher and Paul Thomas Anderson and Sam Peckinpah as his influences is helming the Pete's Dragon remake and the new Peter Pan movie. It's a really interesting kind of not only choice from Disney. It's also a really interesting choice from him from a career choice to kind of go out there and do something just really creative and to tell these amazing stories that exist out there and to say I'm going to focus on telling great stories that don't have to be about miserable life things, that can be about the little joyous things.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally, absolutely, man. I agree entirely. It's a wonderful film.
Oh, good. Do you know what? I'm hopefully gonna get to go and see it next Monday because I'm really, really quite interested by it. Because I watched the trailer and was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm alright with this.
Yeah, do it, man. It's a special little film. Fair play.
Cool.
Okay, so I won't talk as much about these, but I also watched The Legend of Tarzan, the David Yates film this year that isn't Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And aggressively average. It is the most film. Like, it's a 3 out of 5 because it's fine and it has moments, and it is kind of interesting that it is Tarzan after he's Tarzan. He's Lord Greystoke and he goes back to the jungle. That's interesting. But there's lots of monkeys in it, man. Like, I can't hate that. But whatever.
Like Craig Brewer.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, co-written by Craig Brewer. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think wasn't he originally slated to direct, but he just couldn't get the budget.
It sounds like it could be right. Yeah. Because I know they actually shelved development on this as well. Like, and then they got it going again. That might be when David Yates got involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. Watch it on Netflix or Amazon Video in a year.
That'll be alright. Yeah.
I watched Angry Birds.
See, this is another one that I'm curious about because I think I said when the trailer came out that I watched the trailer out of just pure curiosity of how terrible it looked and actually laughed a number of times during the trailer.
Yeah.
So I already knew at that point, yeah, I'm going to watch that at some point.
Yeah, not bad. It's not bad. It's funny. I'm stunned. It's funny.
I'll take that. I'm quietly looking forward to watching that now.
Yeah. Looks really nice. It actually does look really nice.
It's good voice cast as well.
Yeah, man. Jason Sudeikis, Josh Gad, Sean Penn.
Is Sean Penn doing? Sean Penn's voicing one of them.
Yeah. You'll probably know which one it is when you realise you're not hearing Sean Penn all that often. So I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Kate McKinnon, Maya Rudolph, Peter Dinklage, Bill Hader, good cast. And the moral of the story is it's okay to be angry when appropriate, which is an interesting moral, and it works well. They managed to get the game stuff in it well. The jokes for the adults aren't bad. And yeah, Lottie had a good time with it. I had a good time with it on 2 completely different levels, but yeah. So, cool. Angry Birds.
Who'd have thought it?
Yeah, I'm just kind of stunned, really. It's because I know Kermode was even like, look, it's not amazing, but it's not nearly as bad as you think it's going to be going in, and that's it. I had fun with it. If Lottie wanted to watch it again, fine, I'd sit with her and watch it.
How long is it? Yeah, 97 minutes. Do you know what? If it's 97 minutes, it can't be that bad.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed it. It's just, I mean, like the Angry Bird, the Jason Sudeikis voice is, he is just like, yeah, I'd be pissed off with that as well. He just says what everybody wants to say if they were brave enough. But yeah, cool, good on you. I have no problems with this film.
Cool. I'd say I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. I'd watch it tonight, but I know that Becky will go, no. So I'll watch it one day when she's not in, or I'll watch it one morning or something like that before work.
Nice. And one last one for me. Actually two. Rewatched Midnight Special, which is still great. I think it maybe slightly loses something once you know what the destination is, but the journey is still very good.
Yep.
And I watched Airplane. Not for the first time. It's just it was on Netflix, and I don't know why I stuck it on, but I did.
It's fantastic in Airplane.
Very, very funny. I like my coffee black like my men from that kid. That never gets old. That's fantastic. The Kareem Abdul-Jabbar bit is amazing. Just like the way the kid's needling him, and like the way he's like, "Look, kid, you tell your dad," and then it just goes into it. And I really like as well when he's unconscious and you've only seen him with the pilot uniform on, from his top all the way through it so far, and then like they drag his body off and he's just got a basketball kit on underneath. It's fucking amazing. Lloyd
Bridges, it absolutely nails that movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean they all do, to be fair. It's that film is fucking fun. So yeah, Airplane, and probably the greatest after credits bit of all time as well.
Oh, what is it again?
Like with the guy that's in the taxi that Ted pulls up in originally, and it cuts back to him every now and then during the film, and he's still waiting there, and it's like he's still there. He's like, "Well, I'm going to give him 10 minutes, and then that's it." It's brilliant.
I need to watch that again soon because I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but it's it's one of those you can watch because it's easy if the jokes that land that you remember are still funny.
Oh mate, yeah.
And then the jokes that you've forgotten are just take you by surprise again.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. No, it's great. It's on Netflix, and yeah, brilliant.
Cool.
And I'm just going to pause just for a sec because I need to put some rice on. If that's
okay. No worries, man.
Thanks, man. I'll be right back.
One of those straight to VOD picks that we get every now and again like this. But it feels a little bit like two movies kind of slammed into one. The whole sort of story is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays a character who works for Robert De Niro's character called the Pope, who runs a casino boat. And he runs with an iron fist with, weirdly enough, Maurice Chestnut, we spoke about earlier. Like his kind of protege and his right-hand man. And the idea is that you don't steal from the Pope. If you steal from the Pope, you end up dead. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character needs $300,000 to get an operation for his daughter, who is dying, essentially. And he goes to the Pope and says, not the Pope, the Catholic leader, but the De Niro character in this movie, and says, I need a loan. And it turns out that he was supposed to be De Niro's right-hand man, not Maurice Chestnut, but he turned it down because he fell in love with his blah, blah, all down that. And it's really generic and ticks along in those generic kind of boxes, except Jeffrey Dean Morgan's really, really quite good in it. I mean, it's no shocker Jeffrey Dean Morgan's great in anything he does, and he should be in a lot more. But it's just, he's so much better than the rest of the film and the material. De Niro's great actually in it. Actually, it's one of his sort of better performances of this, and it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan and De Niro are clearly well above the material they're working with. It's not De Niro delivering like that movie. It's got about 3 different names with John Cusack in, where he's not good in that, to be honest. He's actually quite good in this, in the fact that he's retiring and handing everything over to Maurice Chestnut, and he's doing that because he's dying, and he's going through all of this kind of this guilt stuff, but he still can't get away from the fact that he is, at essence, just an arsehole. And so he's got that to contend with. And then what happens is they're fleeing from when they rob the casino with David Bautista. They're fleeing from that, and they end up on a bus. David Bautista's character is basically just a bit nuts, and he's trying to kill everybody and kill hostages and everything like that. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is just a good guy who has kind of done something that he shouldn't have done and has got a little bit in over his head to save his daughter, and then he's trying to save all the people on the bus and all this lot. And you kind of get out of what isn't on its essence, it should be essentially a pretty dull movie, a pretty generic thriller. There ends up being actually a really good movie in it that occasionally comes to the fore, but then he's kind of brought back down by just, that's just stupid. So it's a really sort of curious movie. It's certainly not something I'd say you need to watch, but it's 93 minutes long, so you're not going to lose anything. And it really does have its moments.
Yeah.
But then after its moment where you go in, God, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's good. Something stupid will happen and you'll go, well, that doesn't make sense. and you don't know whether you should just forgive it for not making sense. Because De Niro and Jeffrey Dean Morgan are both very good in it. Or you should just go, that's just stupid. And when I say stupid, I mean stupid. Really stupid. So it was. I enjoyed watching it. It is I watched it on a Thursday night, and it couldn't be more of a Thursday night movie, is what I'll say. So I watched it with a couple of beers.
By the way, I love how you designate movies into what day of the week you'd watch them. I've always admired that about you.
It does.
I think it's the first time I've ever heard a Thursday night film, though.
It is. It's an absolute Thursday night movie.
Okay.
It sets you up for the weekend of going, that was stupid, but kind of had a little bit of emotional weight behind it because it's got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it. So yeah, that was fun and entertaining, and I enjoyed it. But then again, if anybody was going to enjoy that movie, it was going to be me. And then, do you ever start watching a movie and you get about half an hour into it and go, hang on a minute, why am I watching this?
Yeah, sure.
What has dragged me to watch this? Well, I went to I had to be in work early on Friday. So I had to be in work from just after 8. So I dropped Becky off at work and then went into work. And I don't open until 10 o'clock. So I had nothing to do. So I thought, I'll stick a movie on. So I opened Netflix and I thought, right, the first thing that I end up seeing that I go, I could watch that, I'm going to watch. Because I don't want to spend an hour sat here going, no. Right, I'll watch that and then go, oh shit, I better open the shop. Because I can still kind of have it on in the background while I'm working or while I'm pretending to work at the moment. So whatever it was, I knew I could watch pretty much all of at work. And the first movie I scrolled across to go, I could watch that, was The Other Women.
Fuck's sake, Mark.
Exactly, I know. And it wasn't until I got about 20 minutes into it, I just went, why am I watching this? Genuinely, why am I watching this? But then I got to the point in it where I didn't care how it ended, because I knew how it ended, but I got past the point, which is like 2 minutes in, where I thought, I've got to watch all of this now. Why have I done this? And I was almost angry with myself, and I was watching going, this is just stupid. But I'm the most stupid thing about this because I started to watch it. Now, The Other Woman is right. Well, it's directed by Nick Cazares, who did direct The Notebook, which I still maintain The Notebook is a good movie. Stars Cameron Diaz, Leslie Mann, and Nicki Minaj is in there. Kate Upton's boobs are in there. Literally, that is the only reason she's in the movie. Don Johnson's in there, and that Nikolai Coster-Waldau from
Game of Thrones.
Is he a throner? I thought he might be. So, film starts, and
can I just say I'm already really fucking depressed just going into this. I just like to say I'm depressed.
Yeah, you just you wait.
Okay.
So the Game of Thrones, he starts this relationship with Cameron Diaz's Carly, who's an attorney, and everything's going really nice and everything like that. But shock horror, it turns out he's actually married to Leslie Mann. Leslie Mann then goes to confront Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz comes out and admits that she didn't know he was married, and they form some kind of weird friendship. in this friendship, they go to kind of spy on him to find out what he's doing and find that there's another woman. And that's played by Kate Upton, who they go to and basically say, look, I was his mistress, but I didn't know about it, and he's my husband. And then all three of them plot to take him down, as he just carries on gallivanting around. I'm not joking. Kate Upton actually gets referred to at one point by Cameron Diaz as the boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It seems to be that they went, right, how can we get premium Leslie Mann in this movie? I know what we'll do. We'll just take away her ADD medication and then we'll just film her doing whatever she wants. And that's pretty much what happens. It's worrying when Don Johnson turns up in about 3 scenes and he's just Don Johnson, so he's pretty cool. What is worrying about this movie is the one who seems like they're most kind of connected with it and most on a level and understands their character and isn't trying to just impress and be the best thing in it is Nicki Minaj, which is really fucking weird. Because she plays a secretary and she just... After it, I thought, that's fucking weird that if I was to pick the best thing that wasn't Don Johnson in that movie, I wouldn't have thought it would have been Nicki Minaj. I wouldn't have also thought that she'd be the most kind of level thing in the movie. There's a scene where Leslie Mann has essentially a panic attack and he's asking Cameron Diaz to open a window. And Cameron Diaz keeps saying, it's not a window. It's not a window that opens. It's a pane of glass at the top of a building. It doesn't open, right? That joke, I'm not kidding, goes on for about 2 minutes of her just laying on the side, just scraping her hands against the window going, no, it opens. It must open. Just open it a little bit. Just open it a little bit. That for 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what went on. I must be having some kind of breakdown. Is all I can say. Can be the only reason for why I went, that looks alright, I could watch that. It's just awful. But I know that everybody listening right now is going, yes, of course it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I did watch it. And what's worse is, I'm not gonna lie, I might have laughed 2 or 3 times. It's a really bad movie, and I don't get it. I don't get why this got made. What I also don't get is why this made $200 million.
Fuck off.
It made it didn't make $200 million. It made $196.7 million.
Fuck's sake.
Off a $40 million budget. And do you know what? Part of that, you've got to go, do you know what? That's great that you can have a movie that is led by Cameron Diaz, Leslie Mann, and a pair of boobs can make that much money. It is great, but it's not a sign of quality. Do you know what? They're getting him back. Do you know what one of the things they do to get him back? Do you know what they do?
What?
They give him a laxative.
Of course they do.
Yeah. They give him a laxative. Surprise, surprise, don't watch it. But I did, so nobody else has to. So yeah, that is literally all I watched. That was the 2 movies on top of The Shallows that I watched. I did actually start watching another 2 movies, but I couldn't finish them. Not because they were bad, just because I wasn't very well and was tired. So hopefully I will bring more quality next week. I promise.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Do you know what? So am I. I will take that disappointment and I will accept it gladly because you should be. You should be disappointed in me. We've got no fucking questions.
Did you want to? How did the first week of Premier League predictions?
I was just about to say I will give you the first results of the Premier League fixtures. So. If you give me 2 seconds, I shall pull them up and I'll give people the scores that we predicted and the scores that the hat randomly generated for itself, just to see if chance can beat us. So I'll just pull up the actual results. I have them here. So Ian predicted for Hull Leicester that Leicester would win 1-0. I predicted that Leicester would win 2-0. And the Hat's random prediction was 1-1. And Hull won 2-1. Then Burnley, Swansea, you had 2-1 to Swansea, I had 2-1 to Burnley, and the Hat had 2-0 to Burnley, and it was 1-0 to Swansea. So you
that
got
means
a point.
I get a point, yeah, okay.
A point there. And then we had Crystal Palace versus West Brom. You had 2-0 to Palace, I had 1-1, and the Hat had 3-1 to Palace, and that finished 1-0 to Brom, so no one has got any points. Then we had Everton Spurs. You had 3-1 to Spurs. I had 3-1 to Spurs. And the Hat had 4-2 to Spurs. And it finished 1-1. Then Middlesbrough Stoke. You had 0-0. I had 2-1 to Middlesbrough. And the Hat had 2-2. So both you and the Hat got a point each because it was 1-1 between Middlesbrough and Stoke. Then Southampton against Watford, you had 2-1. I had 2-2. And the Hat had 3-2 to Southampton. That finished 1-1, so I got a point. Then Man City against Sunderland. You had 3-0 to Man City. I had 4-1 to Man City. And the Hat had 2-1 to Sunderland. So the Hat was never going to have a good one here. No. It finished 2-1 to Man City. So both of us each got a point for predicting that they would win. Nice. Then you had Bournemouth against Manchester United. You had 2-0 to Man U. And I had 3-1 to Man U. And the Hat had 1-1. Well, of course, it was 3-1. So you got a point and I got 3 points on that for predicting that correct. Then Arsenal against Liverpool.
Here we go, yeah.
To Liverpool. I had 2-1 to Liverpool, and the Hat had 3-0 to Liverpool. So we all got a point there because it was insanity at 4-3 to Liverpool in that game.
That was fucking cracking.
Yes, it was a fantastic game. It was emotional is what I'll say on that one. I went through a full gamut of emotions on that one. And then Chelsea against West Brom. You had 2-2. I had 2-0 and the Hat had 0-0, so I got a point for that. So the results for week 1 were you got 5 points, the Hat got 2 points, and I got 7 points, spurred on by the fact that I got 1 correct score. So so interesting for the first week. What I will do after sort of like 4 or 5, what I'll do is I will update the blog post that will give the scores at the bottom, and that's what I'm going to do for who got the right results there. After about sort of 5 weeks, when we've had a few games in it, I will start to put together a table. So each week there'll be a table based on what you thought the scores were going to be each individual week, and what I thought and what the Hat thought. So there'll be a running thing going on there, so it can be quite cool for that. We entered the Togger, didn't we? We had our draft last Friday. And I did terrible in my first week.
Yeah, I saw your score this morning, actually.
Yeah, do you know what? Do you know what's really bad? My bench was awesome last week. My bench had a really good week. And then my fucking team had a terrible one. So I'm looking forward to next week when I can sort of alter things around. But it's cool that. It was fun.
I am a big fan of the fact that Ben from Mondo Movie and Streampunk is 12th and you're 11th.
Yeah.
And I'm mid-table, baby, 6th. That'll do.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun. That I will have
really good, man.
I was checking a lot.
So was I.
Yeah. So it's cool that I like the fact that there's so many parameters. I could see myself getting a little bit fucking beautiful mind about it.
Yeah, fucking straight up, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was fun. It's nice to have the Premier League back. I do enjoy that. It was a good opening weekend for my team anyway, and for your team as well. So it's fun that that's coming back. What are we covering next week, Ian? Lights Out, we said earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, Lights Out. That's right.
Yeah, cool. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm quite quietly pumped for that. I think I'm going to see it on Friday after work. So I'm cool with that.
I'm going to go see it Sunday after a weekend away. So.
Oh, nice. I was going to go and see it Sunday, but it's on a weird time Sunday, whereas I can literally pick back up from work on Friday and head straight there. So I'm cool with that. Which is the same as what I did with the Shallows on Monday night. I watched that last night straight from picking back up from work, which was cool. So that's. I don't think there's anything else to add for this, is there?
I believe not. No.
Yeah. So a shorter show than usual, but we still think we managed to pack a lot of entertainment into 75 minutes for you, which is a little bit less than the Shallows. So so dudeandmonkey.com. There's going to be some sort of stuff going up there this week. I've got a few bits to go up there. Also at Dude and the Monkey for Twitter. At Ian Loring, at dudeandmonkey@gmail.com. Anything else to add, Ian?
No, I'm going to have the next part of Getting Deep into Kurosawa up this week. I am halfway through Sanshiro Sagata 2, and we'll be finishing it tomorrow.
Cool. Yes, I'm looking forward to watching a few more movies this week, to be honest. Looking forward to a little bit more time and watching a few things.
Might be the other way round next week, actually. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through too many this week. Yeah, I'm
going to attempt to get through a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, so cool. So, well, thank you very much for listening, people, and we shall speak to you next week.
Bye-bye.